Welcome to HirewithEve.ai podcast. HirewithEve.ai is an AI tool to pre-screen candidates and accurately identify their skills to help you cut down your hiring time by 90%. In this podcast series, we interview and have in-depth conversations with global HR leaders across industries and geographies to understand current HR trends, leadership challenges, workforce plannings, and many more interesting topics. So with that, let's dive into today's conversation. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. I'm Rahul Abhisek, the founder of HirewithEve.ai. It's an AI agent for candidate screening that helps reduce hiring time by 90%. Today, we have a very special guest joining us. So it's a real pleasure to welcome Divya Gunashekar. Divya currently is serving as the Human Resource Director for APAC at Horizontal Talent, which is 235 million staffing and a recruiting powerhouse. And Divya brings extensive expertise in talent strategy and workforce management. So, welcome, Divya, to our podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rahul. That was indeed a great opportunity for me to share my experience and knowledge. Thank you for having me on this program.
Great, and would be great to hear a bit more about your path and your journey within the world of HR from your own words, and then let's get started with the conversation.
Sure. So it started from nowhere, I would say. My initial footprints of career started when I was 17, and today I'm here serving as a HR director for a well-known, reputed organization called as Horizontal Talent. And I oversee end-to-end HR functions for the company for APAC division, which is in India, Malaysia, and Australia. And I can say that I'm jack of all, master of none into HR because I'm present everywhere and I'm not expertise in any particular vertical, but I know how HR function happens in organization and I have a team and I drive the HR functions in this organization. A quick introduction about me is this.
Great. Thank you for that, Divya. So, Divya, we feel that HRs are the superpowers and superheroes of the organization because they pretty much keep the team together. They get all the people to join in, so everyone can work on the mission of the company. So, what I would like to understand from you is what do you think are some of their specific superpowers, and post that you could also talk a bit about the flip side of the coin, which is the weaknesses that you have observed.
Surely, thank you so much. It was a fantastic question. I love the idea of HR being superheroes because honestly, they truly are the unsung heroes in many organization or any of the organizations. So let's dive into the qualities. So HR has this incredible ability to connect with people. Like I said, we become the people's person on every human level, irrespective of the backgrounds. Like I said, empathy, understanding their greatest strengths, understanding their weaknesses, and they are the ones who ensure employees feel heard, employees feel valued, and employees are being supported. So HRs, and they're also they also have an amazing problem solving skills. They think about it and they try to manage everything from resolving perspective, resolving the conflicts to tackling the complex and organizational challenges. So it's almost HRs are being like a mediator. They are also a coach. They're also sometimes strategists. So they all round into one personality in any organization. Another big superpower is their ability to spot the talent. We just don't read their resumes. We talk to them. HR professionals are talent detectives, and they know how to find right people who will just not fit into the organization, but also who comes and thrives along with the culture of the organization. So so let's not forget to tell that they are the architects of the culture, and they build and they nurture the workplace, and they create that environment where everyone feels welcomed, motivated, and they're valued and included. So nowadays, I think. Every superhero HR has their own challenges, or as we might say, their kryptonite kind of. For every HR, one of the biggest challenges like managing the expectations of the organization and stakeholders. So they are pulled in so many directions everywhere all time, and they're still trying to balance the business priorities with employee well-being also, and they kind of walk the track like this. And another challenge is emotional burnout. Sometimes, being a go-to person, we hear everybody, people like all the employees' concerns, and they carry that story, the baggage, and that weight can be incredibly draining for HRs also. And yet with grace, like how much ever challenges, how many ever stories come to your way, you always have to have that grace, that smile, that positivity. And so HR are that hero. So HR often in the workplace, they are always in the behind the scene kind of, like I can say, because their efforts can sometimes go unnoticed, because it's not like quantitative, measurable things that we can show to the business. Okay, this is the ROI that I bring to the business. Sometimes the service are unseen and they are behind the scenes, and it's bit like being an invisible hero. Everyone benefits from their work, but not everyone sees the story behind, the magic happening behind. So to wrap it up, HRs are the greatest strength and empowering every employees in the organization, where they are building relationships, solving problems, and fostering growth. The biggest challenge is often making sure they don't forget to take care of themselves in the process. They're always people concerned, people oriented, result oriented. So yeah, HRs are the superheroes, like all other heroes. They have their strengths and they have their unique challenges, and we still try to see how we can help things better.
Yeah, thanks for that. I think that's a great point of view into both strengths and weaknesses. So, driving deeper now, then how do you see the role of HR in growing the business and the success of the business?
Yes, so in today's world, that too, things are rapidly changing beyond just recruitment and compliance, right? So my vision for HR is that it should be very like heart of the business, the business growth, the success, acting as strategic partner, just not like a support function. So let me break it down a little. So firstly, HR should be the driver of people first culture. So you should drive it when employees feel valued, supported, and aligned with the company's purpose. Their productivity, their engagement automatically rises up, and it like let's face it, business growth is not just about the products or services, it's about the people. So we have to kind of be the driver of that culture, so that unique power has to come. So that is one of the vision that every HR should pose, and I believe strongly in that. Secondly, if you ask me, HR should act as a strategic enabler of business objectives. Strategic enabler, right? So whether it is identifying the future opportunities, like future design leaders, and designing the development, learning and development team, how you should do, what you should do, the succession planning, all this kind of talent strategies, HR plays a direct role in preparing the org in terms of planning for a long-term success. If you want to give me an example, using the data analytics, what is your attrition data, what is your performance data, what is your appraisals and promotions data, how people are engaging with the productivity. So HR can have this forecast, and this data can really help identify the skills gaps and even influence the decision making at the highest level. So the complete data, the data science behind a lot of HR tools are coming up, where it provides you a great information about every aspect of your growth. So you should be a strategic enabler. And thirdly, I would like to say HR should lead the charge in embracing the change. A lot of changes are happening, at least pre-COVID, post-COVID, and a lot of technology in place. There's a lot of change happening. So HR should lead and embrace this change. So in today's world, business are evolving, like I said, whether it is technology or the market dynamics or the workforce expectations. HR has to be very agile and forward thinking and welcoming, helping the organizations to adapt to this change and keep employees engaged, informed, and resilient. So ultimately, if you ask me, my vision is for HR to be seen as a growth catalyst and who's helping shaping the workforce for the future, and who's helping you to champion in the culture and aligning the talent strategies with business priorities. So because when HR thrives, the entire business thrives, and the org automatically kind of has a great impact in all terms.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Obviously, I mean, was a very wide area of responsibilities.
Yes.
And then you also mentioned that there are, of course, various technologies that are also supporting you in order to track the essential KPIs, so to say. So
Yes.
if we just go deeper into this aspect of technology, what are some of the areas, for example, that you have now noticed where technology is really helping the various sub functions within HR, and something that really kind of pops up to your mind in terms of, oh wow, this is something that we were doing was so strenuous, and now it has definitely become far more easier.
Yes, I can have two major categories of that where I could see a bigger impact in a very efficient way it is done. So, in terms of improving the efficiency, okay, HR tech to improve the efficiency and employee experience also. Okay, that's a fantastic question to understand because technology has completely transformed the HR operations also in today. It's not like I said, HR is no longer just a support tool, right? So for me, the role of technology in HR world, in terms of efficiency, if I have to talk, technology has done a lot of automation in your time-consuming tasks like payroll. Like I used to take 1 or 2 days to sit and do all the payroll stuff and finalize it and then send it to the bank and upload it, etc. Now it hardly takes me 5 minutes. A lot of things are just automated, and I have to just click one tab for your attendance tracking, one tab of your benefits tracking, and freeing up the HR teams and focus on a very few things instead of the complete whole Excel sheets and things like that. So we use tools like applicant tracking systems where you don't have to sit and update your data candidate database on Excel sheets and etc. It is very easy, and you can see when they had last applied. You just upload your profile. The complete information is captured in one click. You don't have to sit and type your mobile number, email ID, etc. So there's a lot of applicant tracking systems which is streamlined your hiring process, ensuring that we find best talent, and also the HR analytics. By leveraging the data, we can work or make smarter decisions, data driven decisions about workforce planning, performance management, and retention strategies. Because now, for example, if an employee is leaving an organization, why, what it is, there's a complete data being feeded. It's no more needed that I have to keep it in my mind and IQ because it is in the system. We are able to pull out the reasons of our attritions, performance related, personal growth opportunity related, etc., etc. Based on this data, what we do, okay, where we have the opportunity to improve. Should we have a better metrics of performance and productivity? Should we have a better opportunity or a career ladder so that because we have this many people left because of the opportunity reasons, this many people left because of the rewards and recognition. So these kind of decision making is made simpler to the HR department with the use of technology and data driven information that we have. Now, talking a few points, again, that has too much to talk about your L&D, your other metrics, but quick few points that came to my mind on the efficiency of work, making it simpler than before is this. And talking about the experiences, okay, this is where HR tech truly shines. Okay, for example, employee expectations have they have really shifted from what they want, seamless consumer grade experiences in workflows, etc. So technology allows us to kind of deliver that. For example, we use self-service platforms. Okay, people make use of it and they have a better experience because unconscious biasness might happen. Today my day is great, maybe I walked into the complete induction. Tomorrow my day is a little dull, maybe I can skip things out. So there are possibilities that your experience cannot be consistently same over the period of time. So certain platforms have replaced where employee experience can have a consistency and a great feel and great experiences, like one such employee self-service portals where they can access their pay slips, request for time off. They don't have to reach out to us. We are available, we are not available. So updating their own information, the complete information on a one-click button, rather than me asking them, what is your Aadhaar card? What is your PAN card? Who's your nominees? Who are your, what are their personal information to put it in the HRMS? It is all happening over a one click, where people also feel great, and their experience is really kind of better than the previous old days that we had in terms of HR and employee experience. We also invest in tools that are enhancing in learning and development, rather like a old school stereotype where we bring people and tell this is the L&D pattern and we teach them, we train them. Lot of the places in terms of L&D, we have replaced it with kind of a tools, okay, which is like a consistent classroom training. We kind of replace it so that people get to upgrade themselves, like AI powered platforms, a chatbot platform where they have personalized training recommendations, etc., right? So these kind of experienced base improvement has definitely happened in terms of HR tech. Maybe one of my favorite example is how we use technology to promote employee engagement and feedback. We just send out a survey and we ask them, hey, how did you feel about it? And virtual collaboration tools. Nowadays, most of the organizations are hybrid, they are on-site, they are off-site. So collaboration tools has really improved, which I can tell, again, employee experience has increased. And they feel heard, they feel supported, they feel connected, no matter what the work model is about, right? To sum it up, like I said, technology is a backbone for the modern HR, at least, not for the traditional HR. Modern HR is really a great support of technology that we have. It enhances the operational efficiency. It provides a lot of actionable insights, data-driven insights, and most importantly, it creates a better experience for employee, consistent experience for employees. And when you combine this efficiency and experience, you're just not improving HR. It is also empowering your entire organization to the betterment, right? So these two things come to my mind for this question that you asked for, Rahul.
Yeah. Thanks. I mean, I think you definitely gave quite a few example also, and that was really good learning point. How about if you can tell us a bit, for example, how are you currently? What are some of the effective strategies that you've had in place to attract talent and especially in the talent acquisition part, where the fight for good talent is, of course, increasing day by day. So what
Yes.
has been some of your strategies? And yeah.
Right, right. That's a fantastic question, because talent acquisition, like you said, and retention are the heart of building the organizational, the strongness and the sustainability, creating a sustainable organization. These two are the major aspects. You bring in right talent, you have to secure them. And to improve your productivity, you have to bring in right talent. So it is always a cyclic of change when it comes to talent acquisition. So what we approach, our approach is very centered around the three pillars. One is employer branding, right? So if you ask somebody the best company to work for, they will tell Google, because whether you have worked there or not, immediately they will tell, okay, Google, because that's the kind of branding impact has happened with certain companies or certain employer. So employer branding is a very vital thing. We have invested heavily in showcasing our company culture as an employer, whether it is through social media or it is through employee testimonials or it is sharing our values and culture externally. We make sure that candidates see us just not as a job to have their monthly salary, but it is also a place where they can grow financially and career wise. So for this, we make sure all possible platforms we make use of the option of employer branding. The second thing is the personalized recruitment. So what we do is, definitely recruitment is not something like one size fits all. Like, it doesn't happen like that. Especially when we do a hiring in today's world, competitive market, we leverage on the data-driven tools to identify the right candidates and create a personalized, engaging recruitment opportunities, experiences for them. So, for example, we streamline our interview process, both efficient to the candidate and to the employer as well. Okay, ensuring the positive experience, whether it is checking on their availability, whether they have to kind of take some time and they have to understand. We just don't sell the job. We kind of sell an opportunity, and for them also to choose the right opportunity. So we make a recruitment a little personalized than the traditional way of, okay, there's a job ad done and you apply for it, you match on a CTC, you match on a skill set, so you come and join us. We try to do something beyond this. So that is about the recruitment aspect that I would like to tell. The next point, that is diversity and inclusion. Now, this is the commonly heard jargons from all the corporates on a higher terms than usual. So DEI, diversity, inclusivity, what it is. So we actively prioritize and make sure that there is diversity in our hiring. Okay, a diverse workforce definitely brings a lot of fresh ideas, perspectives. It fosters the innovations, and it also helps us to serve better to our customers in terms of talent that we bring. So it's just not about filling roles, it's also about building a team that reflects the world that we operate in. So DEI concept is something that we focus upon. So moving on to retention strategies, our success lies in focusing on employee well-being growth. So I always believe it is not like you have your office mode on, so you are completely in the office mode, and you go to house and you have your family mode on. It definitely can't work like that. So you need to bring that balance. So how we focus is continuous L&D, learning and development. So employees wants to grow now. Salaries are provided everywhere. Every company has great brand. What next? How much do I grow? How much do I learn? What is it for me for future? What is that I have for a longer growth along with the company? That is the a common question that comes to every employee. So what we do is we concentrate heavily on the continuous learning and development process of every employee. So if an employee wants to grow, we make sure that they have enough tools, opportunities, visibility on their future opportunity, like in terms of career ladder. And we have implemented a lot of robust learning platforms, whatever are the common platforms for your behavioral need, work need, specific to their skill set. So we have designed all these platforms. We have mentorship programs where sometimes we buddy them. Buddy system is help cross-functional projects to understand the different. Okay, I do something. What happens to that work later if it goes to the different department, or where it comes from? Reverse engineering. So a lot of things like cross-functional projects we help, and we expand the skill set and advance their career. So what happens that they think out of the box and they try to do, and they learn and they try to do something different. So these are the one of the initiatives that we are focusing on. Maybe I would like to talk upon recognition and rewards. Every company has different metrics of recognition and rewards. So what we have is people want to feel valued, whether it is small win-win situation or big win-win situation. We make sure that they are valued for their contributions right at that time. Not, okay, you perform something today, end of the month we have some event happening, we recognize you there. No, right then and there we recognize and reward people. We have created a system for regular recognitions where it's thorough, and shout outs happen, and team meetings happen. People are feeling recognized, and people's performance is being kind of incentivized also, monetary wise, end of the month, end of the quarter. And one of the great things that we do is the contest trip. So among every year, Jan to December, we have target for every role, and anybody who's achieving 80% and above of that target, you will be part of the international trip that we do every year. Yeah. So last year performance, this February, we took them all for a Bangkok trip. Similarly, the previous year, they went for a Dubai trip. Again, previous year for an international trip. So every year, this is the highest category of the reward. Of course, we have many other broken down rewards on a monthly, quarterly, half yearly basis, where they have financial benefit, different recognitions, career growth benefits. So all these are the different metrics that we concentrate upon for having our people valued, and the retention concept is followed thoroughly. Employee well-being, that every company speaks about it, every company takes initiative about it. So we have different ERGs, employee resource groups, focusing on different things, so that your well-being is overall 360-degree on different aspects we touch upon. Like I said, we have parenting groups where we have a group where we tell how you should behave with your child, not to behave with your child, because as a parent, you are working and you go back to home and you have your children, and there is a connect. Maybe you're not able to spend time with them. Sometimes I have seen one of my employee. He was not able to spend enough time with the kid, and he had that guilt. That guilt and that pain, in turn, had connected to the work productivity also. Right. So we try to solve those problems: mental health, flexible work from home, overall work-life balance, and field care, and stay connected. A lot of things like we have a committee formed for sports. People who are passionate about sports, they come forward and they kind of bring others also into the system. It's not just the college days and school days. You have to be a sportsman. Even during the employment day, the career life, you can bring that sportsmanship, and you can work around it. So we have different ERGs where it concentrates on different verticals of well-being, and collectively we make sure that people are kind of having a great work-life balance. And the last point that we emphasize and we run is the feedback and engagement mechanism. So whatever it is, we employ and we kind of encourage our employees to have an open door policy. They give the feedback, they feel engaged. We actively listen to our employees, and through this regular process on engagement process where we collect surveys, anonymous sometimes disclosing the names, sometimes not disclosing the names, or sometimes one-to-one check-ins and open forums of communication. All these kind of initiatives, like I said, is the factors that is driving us on a good retention with our employees.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. I think that was quite insightful, and I think it'll be very good for our listeners also to learn from. So those are some fantastic practices. Now, again, I mean, as with most of my questions, on the flip side, what are then some of the challenging aspects of your role as an HR leader, and would be great to also hear it how you're addressing it.
Right. That's again a great question, a thoughtful question. So I believe every HR leader would agree that the challenges that we face are as dynamic as the workforce we manage. So everything, it's never the same old problem that we are repeated. Every day it is a new type of challenge, or it is very dynamic, right? So if I had to pinpoint to one most challenging aspect of my role, it would be like striking the balance between the business priorities and employee well-being. You are neither sometimes able to convince the business, you are neither sometimes able to convince the employee. So as a HR leader, we often are in the intersection of these two critical responsibilities, where we are driving the organizational goals and also ensuring people are feeling supported, people are valued, and at times this can feel like opposing forces, because some situations you are this side, not that side, and some situations you are the other hand, not the other hand, right? So sometimes, for example, navigating difficult situations like restructuring or balancing the cost efficiencies while maintaining the employee morale also can be incredibly tough. We have to overcome that. How I have addressed this, I have learned into transparency, empathy, and communication. So these three factors have helped me to better handle the situation. So transparency, like let me tell you, whenever tough decisions need to be made, I prioritize on open and honest communication, where employees are more understanding why what it is, and they're resilient when they know why behind the decision. It is easy conversation that I'm able to have. The transparent communication will help into that. I ensure they have a clarity about the challenges the business is facing and how we plan to move forward together. So once they have a clarity, I am able to cross the barrier even more easily, rather than just announcing a policy change, revision of this, or we have done this, we have cut down on this. Give them a clarity why, what it is behind every decision. So that has helped me. The transparency has definitely helped me to overcome certain challenges when we are between this business decisions and employee morale. And also empathy driven leadership. Like I said, empathy has also helped me a lot. So it's essential to remember that behind every policy, or a change that we are bringing in, real people, emotions, or families and aspirations lie behind it, right? So I make it as a point, or we make it as a point to connect with employees at a very human level, listen to their concerns, ensuring that they feel heard, especially during uncertain times. And we collect those information, and we also proactively make a step of talking to the leadership before any decisions are made, and we circle back with a mutually agreed, or it could be a policy, it could be a decision and everything. So by being little more empathetic, I think we can overcome certain challenges. And proactive communication, proactively communicating or regularly engaging with both leadership and employees has been one of the key for the success of or overcoming the challenges. This creates an alignment between the business goals and employee needs, and we are just not reacting to the challenges, we are planning them together, right? So I think these three key aspects, Rahul, has been helpful for me to overcome the challenges. Yes, there are challenges, but the transparency, the empathy, and proactively communicating and informing the people, so that that doesn't lead to a dilemma, that doesn't lead to a question why, what, etc. This has helped us in mitigating the challenges. I would not say this will absolutely solve the problems, but it has definitely helped us in mitigating the challenge. Another major challenge is adapting to rapid change. The change is constant here. In any business world, the change is constant. Every now and then there is something or the other change in terms of technology, in terms of leadership, in terms of adapting or add-on more responsibilities to your job. All these things happens. So whether it is technology, shifting workforce, or any other external disruptions like we had pandemic. So to address this, we have cultivated a mindset of agility and continuous learning. Learning can be a never-ending process to anybody, irrespective of what it is. So, for example, we have implemented flexible work policies. So it was a tough phase for us to immediately come back after COVID. And then so what we did is slowly, gradually, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week. And we started to have, and we actually had a lot of issues when people continuously started to do work from home, at least in office. So I had one example quickly, I'll tell you. There are a lot of employees, if you're working from home, you're just glued or stick to your chair because you have to be present online, etc. And it has slowly over a period of time impacted your health, which you are not knowing. So we said it's not a healthy way. Or your kid comes and bangs your door, you're like, oh no, get out of my room, I'm in the meeting, etc., etc. There are so many situations which is in reality, which is not being spoken out, because that's how you see, that's how we HR see that any change we need to bring. So we bring certain examples. So we tell you, come back to office. At least in office, you know that, okay, let's go to coffee break, let's go for lunch, you're on time. So this is just one example, like a lot of things. So agility and continuous learning is something that we have cultivated, and upskilling programs, because you are never done just with your degrees and IIM certificates, etc. There are one or the other thing that you'll have to upskill. So to address these challenges, we have cultivated the continuous learning mindset, the agility and continuous learning, because like I said, we have implemented flexible work policies, invested in upskilling the programs to ensure our people meet all the knowledge to the latest tools or process, and they are like future ready. So I would like to conclude the role of an HR leader is to bridge the gap and to build trust. And while we have challenges, they are definitely kind of inevitable. There are also opportunities to grow, innovate, and make a meaningful impact. So I have found that when you lead with purpose and people, first thinking is that you'll have a toughest time. Definitely challenges will be there, but you also have an opportunity to overcome that. So these are my ways that I have seen success and mitigating the challenges, and you will have your own keys for it also.
Great, great, great. Thank you for sharing that. So, Divya, now we are coming to an end to our podcast, and one of the final questions I have for you is for our younger audience. What would you advise them who are about to start their career and are looking to start their career within the domain of the HR?
Thank you again for that question. So, to anyone considering a career into human resource or HR, let me say this: HR is one of the most fulfilling and impactful role. And today's world, if you see, there are great, inspiring leaders in HR who are impactful professionals. If you want to be a person, you will have to be a people's person, and you will have to be ready for any driving change that is happening. So a few pieces of advice is: first thing is develop the emotional intelligence, right? HR is all about understanding people and their needs, their challenges, their aspirations. You'll have to talk to people, you'll have to connect with them, you'll have to understand, you'll have to listen to them. Building strong emotional intelligence will really help you to connect with others and manage conflicts, and you can lead with empathy, like I said. Of course, I don't think any AI can replace this, right? So, being a lifelong learner, HR in HR landscape, irrespective of a developer job or any other job, HR job is constantly evolving, and from new workplace trends to advancements into HR techs. Staying curious, staying up to date, and committed to learning is the only curve where you can kind of be a great successful HR professional. And dive into books, like you have to attend to seminars. There are a lot of seminars, at least way beyond 10 years back. It was not the same like I have seen, where you'll have so much of opportunities. For us, HR gatherings or a summit was once upon a time, but now every now and then you have events happening. Try to attend those seminars, get certified. There are paid and there are free courses also. Try to get certified in areas like HR analytics, because data science, HR analytics, and talent management tactics, AI into recruitment, AI into HR. So try to understand, try to learn how you can operate those tools and bring those knowledge into your work life, right? Many people tell, okay, AI is there, okay, HR are going to be, their jobs are going to be in threat and all. No, HR or any job it could be, you have to learn to access the tool. Okay, so learning, it could be tool, it could be any advancement of any other trend of topic or technology. You have lifelong, you have to be a consistent learner. That is one thing. And you have to understand the business first and primary. You have to first understand HR is just not about the people. Everywhere you will be a people's person. Before you dive into, you will have to understand the business goals. You have to take some time. What is this company all about? What are the objectives of this company? What are the current existing challenges? What are the different industry dynamics? Who are the competitors? What is evolving in terms of this particular industry? You will need to do a little research about. This will really help you to speak the language of those leadership. What are their vision? What are their goals and everything? So you can also contribute significantly with your knowledge towards the business needs and business goals. So like I told, embracing technology. So learning and embracing technology goes together. So technology is transforming HR. It will not replace HR. It is transforming HR. So you will have to be a tech savvy in any form, and you will have to familiarize yourself with a lot of HR tools, platforms. Earlier, in at least a decade back, there were very limited tools helping end-to-end HR to a process like your payroll management, leave management, performance management. But now there are many tools in the industry which you can try, not too different, they are similar. So try to learn the technology. Technology is going to be the future of HR. It can work a long way in a great way, time streamlining the process, saving your time. So find your purpose. HR is a people-centric profession, yes, but it requires passion. You'll have to listen, you'll have to analyze, you'll have to be a doctor, you'll have to be a therapist. So you have to see whether you really want to do this. Yes, if your answer is about creating an impact, inspiring somebody, you can motivate somebody, you can empower somebody, then yes, HR is the future of your work. Then you're on the right track. The last thing that I would advise is build resilience. Okay, HR is a rewarding, but it is also challenging. and you'll be dealing with tough decisions. You'll have to be very careful. You can't give a wrong decision and you can't undo it. So you'll have to be navigating conflicts, and you will learn a lot. You'll have to manage stress. So you have to help somebody to unburden the stress. You can't build your own stress. So you'll have to learn to manage your stress. You have to stay very objectivized. You can't have emotions all time to judge any certain situations, right? So these are the things you will have to keep in mind, and you will have ample opportunities to grow. Finally, lead with heart. Whatever job you choose, right? HR is just not a career. So it's a great way. So lead with heart. It's about creating a meaningful experience for employees. What you decide, what you advocate, what you plan, try to execute. There is all a huge audience waiting for the impact, the outcome, right? So it is about building culture where people thrive. Ultimately, you're shaping the success of the organization, and you're also creating a platform for many employees. They have their own reasons behind, the families behind, the purpose of coming to office. So connecting all this, driving your HR professional, leading it with heart, empathy, and staying objectivized, understanding the business rules. So stay curious and always remember, people you empower today will be the leaders of tomorrow. I have seen a lot of leaders who are today the leaders of today, who once upon a time we spent time over a coffee shop, mentoring, empowering them, etc. And today they are like great leaders across. So you have to kind of stay curious about it.
Great. Thank you so much, Divya. I think those were really nice examples, and in a way pathway for the younger girls and boys, how they should think about the overall profession. So with that, we come to an end to our episode. So thank you so much, Divya, again for your time, and I wish you the very best and a good day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you so much. And indeed, great time for me also to recall a lot of things at one go, and looking forward. Okay.